Justice had only one of the court's 9 votes to offer the old Confederacy. More importantly, the Constitution in 1873, the year of the Colfax Massacre, was a very different document than it was the day Lee surrendered to Grant. Since that day, the states had ratified 3 constitutional amendments. One of them, the 13th Amendment, provides that neither slavery nor involuntary servitude shall exist in the United States except as punishment for a crime. Another, the 15th Amendment, calls for African Americans to be welcomed into the ranks of fully enfranchised citizens by forbidding states from denying the right to vote on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude. The most sweeping of the 3 Reconstruction Amendments, however, was the 14th Amendment. On its face, this amendment did not simply extend new rights to freedmen and their children, it transformed the very nature of American government. Prior to the Civil War, most of the rights embraced by the Bill of Rights were not rights in the way we understand that term today. Instead, the Constitution mostly prevented the federal government from taking certain actions against individuals. States, however, remained free to seize people's property without compensation, or to invade people's homes, or to establish an official state religion, just so long as the authorities did so in compliance with their own state's constitution. The 14th Amendment declared for the first time in the nation's history that Americans enjoy a broad array of rights simply because they are Americans, and that they keep these rights even as they travel across state lines. In the amendment's words, "No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States." To ensure that states did not deny these new citizenship rights to freedmen, the 14th Amendment also declared that all persons born in the United States and subject to its laws are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside, regardless of the station of their parents. And it proclaimed that there are some rights that citizens and foreigners both enjoy simply because they are human. No state may deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. So the 14th Amendment transformed the Constitution from a document that largely just assigned different roles to state and federal governments into one that recognized that certain liberties cannot be abridged by any government. Though modern-day scholars disagree about what exactly the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States are, the primary author of the 14th Amendment had a fairly clear idea. In the words of that author, Ohio Republican Congressman John Bingham, the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, as contradistinguished from citizens of a state, are chiefly defined in the first 8 amendments to the Constitution of the United States. These 8 articles, I have shown, never were limitations upon the power of the states until made so by the 14th Amendment. Thus, Bingham believed that his amendment would, for the first time, forbid the states from violating the Bill of Rights. Yet Bingham's amendment was also fundamentally flawed. Whatever the Ohio lawmaker might have wished it to accomplish, the amendment's naked text offers no hint as to what the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States could be. Similarly, it speaks in broad, undefined terms like liberty and due process, then leaves the reader to guess what exactly these words mean as well. By writing such open-ended language into the Constitution, Bingham and his fellow lawmakers delegated sweeping authority to the Supreme Court of the United States, as the power to interpret these and other ambiguous phrases within the Constitution ultimately rests with the justices who sit on that court. The few men and even fewer women entrusted with this power have not often wielded it wisely. The court spent the first 3 decades after the Civil War paving the way for Jim Crow, and it spent the next 4 decades shielding employers from laws protecting their workers from exploitation. The justices held that Americans could be forced into concentration camps based on nothing more than their race, and that women could be sterilized at the state's command. They held that children could be made to work in a cotton mill for as little as 10 cents a day. They relegated countless adults to dank sweatshops and deadly factories, with neither a union nor a minimum wage to protect them. They gave billionaires a far-reaching right to corrupt American democracy and neutered much of